Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. How's it going? We are back in the station. Got more lighting. Let me know if it's good or let me know if it's not. For today's video, I wanted to share with you guys something super beyond exciting. I'm going to be sharing with you guys a first impressions on the brand new Too Faced pumpkin eyeshadow palette. So I spoke about this a few times on my community tab. I got a lot of mixed responses from you guys. Some of you guys were like, oh my gosh, yes, need, and some of you guys are like, no. I feel like they're, repeated shades. I'm not feeling it. So I'm gonna do swatches today, share with you guys a first impression, and then I'm gonna compare it to the other previous palettes that Too Faced released during this time in the past 2 years. Did I say pumpkin before? It's pumpkin spice. So the pumpkin spice palette retails for $49. It's available on Ulta's website, Sephora's website, and HSN's website as well. I'll have them all linked down below in the description box if you guys want to pick it up for yourselves. Also, it is limited edition. So I actually initially purchased it from HSN, and it was supposed to come with like a lip gloss, but the shipping was taking years, like 500 years. So I saw that it was available on Sephora, so I just quickly purchased it there, and it arrived even faster than the HSN one. And I ordered the HSN one almost a week ago, so I don't know what's going on there. So here's what the palette looks like up close. I love it. So there are 18 shades in total, like I mentioned. This was made in the USA, but it was assembled in Dominican Republic. Okay, and then here you guys can see what the palette looks like on the inside. From what it seems like, there are 12 mattes, 1 satin, and 5 metallic shades. We also get a selection of warm tone colors, pops of purple, and green tones as well. Let's smell the goodness. It smells pretty good. It doesn't have such a heavy pumpkin spice scent, but it has a little hint of it, which I think is good because if you're sensitive to scents, you're okay, but if you love scents, you still have a little bit of that here. We're gonna get started with swatches to see what the formula is like. I think I have an idea of what I want to create. It's not 100% sure, but I think I want to focus maybe a little bit on the purples, maybe this like really nice yellow, the pink. Honestly, dipping my fingers in here, that's the vibe I'm getting. Really smooth, very creamy, no chalkiness really, and it seems like it's heaven, so I'm excited. Alright, so here are the 18 shades swatched. The mattes swatched the best, I would say. The metallics seem like they have a little bit of like texture to them, but they still swatched nicely, but they had like a textured feel. With the mattes, smooth sailing completely. I think that this palette combines a nice amount of transition warm tone shades, but then pops of colors as well, like the purples, the greens, and then this really nice pink color. So far, very happy with this. Now let's get to the eye look. By the way, what are we thinking about my yellow linen in the back? Let me know. Just gonna put my hair up because I'm sweating beyond. There are 10 bulbs in front of my face and there are drips coming out under my arms. My ice coffee came out amazing today. Usually it tastes so disgusting. Like it's 50-50 with me, you know? All right, let's get started with the shade Whipped Cream. Here's what it looks like. So it's a nice cream shade that you could set your lids with. You guys know I'm very into setting my lids with cream shades. If it's usually not included in a palette, I'll use like a loose setting powder or something. Pick a little bit of that up, set this down, and I usually like to take a generous amount because then I find that the shades that I put on top just blend out much easier. Sorry, my English is not the best thing ever. And I'm going to take the shade Pumpkin Spice. It's a really beautiful mustardy shade. I think it's a perfect yellow, kind of similar to like the color of my linen, you know. I'm going to be taking this on the JH30 brush. I'm going to leave the brushes that I'm going to be using linked down below. But you're going to take a little bit of that and then work that into the crease and really blow it out because I really like when you can kind of see a lot of my transition shades. So I'm gonna go like literally right under the brow with this. And I do wanna see this color at the end of the look pretty much. I hope that I don't have any shadow on this brush because I feel like this shade is coming off a little bit pinky and there was a little bit pink on this brush before, but I think we're doing good. After I blended out pumpkin spice, I'm gonna go in with this really pretty hot pink color. It is called You Spicy, and I'm gonna kind of blend it out pretty much where I put the yellow shade, but a drop lower, so you can kind of see that effect, the transition effect. And with that, I'm gonna use it on a Morphe M514 brush. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Gotta get my lips together today. Really enjoyed how You Spicy blended out. So far they're blending out really nicely, like the two shades that I used. The next shade I think I'm gonna go in with is, I think, Warm and Cozy or Spice of Life. I'm thinking this one is like a burgundy color and this one is like a purple. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's go in with Warm and Cozy, the more burgundy shade. And with that, oh, hey scratches. This right here legit is one of my favorite brushes ever. It's actually from e.l.f. It's just called the crease brush. I don't know if they make it anymore. I literally had it in my possessions for over 4 years, and it's so good to get lower in the crease area and not totally up there. So yeah, I'm gonna go in with Warm and Spicy with the e.l.f. little e.l.f. little crease brush. That is also a shade that blended out beautifully. Now I'm gonna just go back in with the JH30, the big fluffy one, and just kind of blend everything out in a more seamless way, pretty lightly, just to kind of mesh in the shades together. Not too much though, because I still kind of want to see transitions. After this, we're gonna go back in with that yellow shade. What is it called? The Pumpkin Spice on this brush, and then just putting it like pretty much on the brow bone, so you can see a little bit of like yellow. So you can see a little bit of yellow going on there. For the lids, I'm gonna go in with the shade PSL and Chill. For some reason, this shade is calling my soul. So pretty. I don't think that I've ever done this kind of color combination situation. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this and dot it on my lids, the inner third. After I kind of situated PSL and Chill on the inner third, I'm gonna go in with a small shader brush, just like this. Is from the brand Alamar. And I'm just gonna get into those small areas so it looks more even, not just like thrown on. Ew, I literally have an eyelash stuck to this mirror. That's gross. This is where the other one was. I was looking for this for ages. PSL and Chill is a really pretty color. It's a purple with little specks of glue glitter. And like I mentioned, the metallics seem like they have a little bit of like a textured feel, but it still applied pretty nicely. A little bit of fallout with that shade though. And for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with the shade Spice of Life. It's this really nice purpley, kind of like blueberry-ish color. It's a matte. Pop that on the lower lash line, and then I'm gonna show you guys a technique that I've been doing, which really amps up your looks. With that, I'm just gonna use the E32 brush from Sigma. Once that shade is buffed out, I like to take a black liner, line this right under my lash line, not literally on my waterline, like under the lash line. And then I'm gonna put some of the purple shadow on top of that, so it kind of deepens it up a bit and it looks much more sultry. So there you guys can see, I feel like you really did deepen it up a little bit more, and I've been loving this. So I'm gonna finish up this eye, and I have a new mascara to test out with you guys. It's from Essence. It's the What the Fake mascara sold on Ulta. So I'll do the other eye, get back to you in a second, and I'll do lashes here too, because I feel like a lot of you guys say you love when I do my lashes here. Someone got you. Okay, now let's test out the mascara. I'm so excited for this. I actually didn't have a chance to use it yet. Here's what the wand looks like. I usually have really good luck with Essence mascara, so I have very high hopes for this one. Really good so far. It's not too wet and it's not too dry. I usually like when the formula is just like in between. I don't like it too wet and I don't like it too dry either. It seems like it's coating pretty nicely. I'm getting a nice amount of length. and it is separating pretty nicely too. I also like to wiggle just to get more depth, you know, and it really, really helps. For lashes, I'm just going to use these guys, okay? They're from Pure Cosmetics. I purchased it from Ulta, and it's in the style Bombshell. They're so good, really pretty. And then for lash glue, this is the best one to exist on this universe. It's the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. I also purchased this from Ultaland. Okay, lashes are on, eyes are pretty much done. I didn't do highlighter yet, so I'm going to do that with you guys on camera. I'm going to be using the Ofra Cosmetics Glazed Donut Highlighter. You could use my code Liora for 20% off anything at Ofra Cosmetics' site. And with this, I'm going to be using a JH09 brush. I usually like to work the highlighter, of course, here. It's such a pretty shade on the tip of the nose here. Last time I went on a date, the guy was like, you have highlighter here, 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 here. I'm like, I do. And it was cute to me that he knew what highlighter was, you know? I'm like, how do you know? He's like, 'cause it's shiny. I'm like, ah. Anyway, working it here, a little bit here, and here. Yeah, we went a little bit overboard, but it's fine. Take a big brush, blend. And then I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Dewy Mist. This has been a holy grail of mine since I purchased it. It's really good. And then I'm gonna be using my Dollar Tree fan. Yum. It really makes, okay, it makes your face very dewy, which I'm about, you know. For lips, I was going to use one of these liquid lipsticks by Too Faced. It's one they released last year and then 2 years ago, Gingerbread Man and Gingerbread Girl. But I don't think that they re-released these this year. They released something else similar to these kind of shades that I didn't get from my HSN package yet. But I'm going to actually use 2 other lip products. I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath Lip Liner and Contour, one of my favorites. And then I just purchased this new Natasha Denona lipstick. I love her, you guys know. In the shade Sammy. I already have one other lipstick from this line and it's so delicious on. You should be seeing this in a Sephora haul coming very, very soon. So line out lips and then apply this Babe on top. It's like a really nice neutral coffee brown shade. On top of that, I'm just going to be applying a little bit of the Essence Shine 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 Clear Gloss in 01. Love this with my finger because then it just gets on the applicator and it gets all dirty. Not dirty, just like colored. So, yeah, this is very yummy. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Now let me share with you guys what I think about this palette based on using it for the first time today. Firstly, love the packaging, very cute. In regards to how the shades blended out, I have to say pretty much A++. I feel like the mattes were just so easy to build up, blend out. There was really no fallout with the mattes. Very creamy and it looked good on the eyes, you know? So I was very impressed with those. The metallics, I will say, like I mentioned, they have a little bit like a textured feel, and when you apply it, there's a little bit of fallout, at least with the one that I tried so far. But I still think that it applied really, really nicely with my finger. It also picked up pretty nicely on the brush, and I loved the effect it gave. If you want to amp up the metallics, I feel like spraying it with Fix Plus or water or something will really just kind of intensify it a bit more. But overall, I feel like this will be a palette that I'll use a ton. I also like that it has a lot of like versatility, and I really enjoy it. Now, a lot of you guys did mention that you feel like it's repetitive shades, so I'm going to share with you guys comparisons between the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette and then the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette, so you guys can see like what we're working with. Also, a bunch of you guys did ask like, when do you think we'll see this at TJ Maxx? So I'll tell you honestly, I kind of look at makeup in a way where it's like clothes, kind of. You know how like a certain brand will release certain like clothing items for that season, and then if it didn't do too well, you'll usually see it on sale or at TJ Maxx or something, you know? So I feel like it's like that with makeup too. Since this is more of like a newer, hyped up product, it's still very fresh and new now. So I feel like, of course, it won't be at TJ Maxx anytime soon. However, can I see this being at TJ Maxx down the road in the future? Honestly, probably not, because it's a bad palette, but because it's a very seasonal item that I feel like it's not something they can sell time and time again. You know what I mean? Just like just like with these palettes, it's not that they were bad palettes, they just were very seasonal. Once that season is kind of over, they do take the extra pieces and put it either on sale, usually not on sale, but usually like they'll bring it to TJ Maxx and Marshall's stores. They'll scatter it around, I want to say the US, maybe like 10-20 pieces each store, and then in that way we'll see it at like TJ Maxx and at Marshall. So to answer your question, yes, but probably down the road. Okay, so here's the gingerbread spice palette, so the one they released 2 years ago. I reviewed this on my channel. I feel like it's like a thing for me to do annually, you know. So here's what the palette looks like on the inside. We get more pinky tone shades, a few browns, some oranges, but mostly like bronzy toned colors. Then we have the gingerbread extra spicy palette, which looks just like this. This one right here I feel like has more like a fiery tone to it. We get more of those fiery reddish shades, orangey type of shades, and this really nice blue. Now let me share with you guys how they look all together, and the conclusion I came up with is yes, they do look very similar. If you have one or the other, is it a necessity to get the pumpkin spice palette? I would say I kind of like think of these as sisters. It's like me and my sister, you know, like we do look alike and we have a lot of similarities, but we're very different at the same time. You know what I mean? That's how I personally see the new pumpkin spice palette. So here you guys can see what they look like compared to each other. This is about to fall, so we're working it pretty quickly here. So the top palette is the pumpkin spice. The middle one is the extra spicy palette, gingerbread extra spicy, and then the bottom one is the gingerbread spicy palette. Sorry if this is awkward, let me tell you, but I think that if you're a fan of the formula of these 18 pan palettes, I think you would really like the newer one they released. I also think that if you have the other two or even one of the other ones, the pumpkin spice one will probably be a nice added bonus where you can kind of mix and match shades and create even more like diverse looks. Do I necessarily think you need the pumpkin spice palette if you have the other two? Probably not. I'm not gonna lie here and say yeah, you need to have it in your life, but I will say that I did enjoy the formula. It worked out beautifully for the eyes, and I feel like I'll be able to create beautiful looks with the pumpkin spice palette. So that's pretty much in regards to the first impressions on the pumpkin spice palette. I would absolutely love to know what you guys think about this one. Let me know if you're gonna pick it up. Let me know if you're not gonna pick it up. I know this is something that Too Faced does year to year, so it's like their thing. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. Also, one last thing, I wanna keep you guys updated in about 2 weeks to let you know if I, you know, was gravitating towards this, if I used it a lot, what I think of the formula after I use it for a longer period of time. But so far, I really do like the color story and they seem amazing on the eyes. So yes, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Looking forward to your thoughts and comments below, of course, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.